Welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. We're back with another Anubis game. This time we have the Atlantis Sirens against the Gone Fish and Barracudas here in a contender matchup. I'm back again with my co-host Slug.
Just exciting to see a CSC matchup on a new map like Anubis.
Yes, another Anubis game. And we
what
are
are the
going
records of the teams that we're looking at?
They're both 1-3. Barracudas setting up for an A hit, and the
No.
Sirens are mid and B
Full
heavy, but they're already full rotating. I love this.
Right. Heaven Smoke, 2 flashes by Wanderer.
Yep. He's gonna get caught in the back here. Oh, he just gets out.
They're being pretty diligent on these clears, but no one went to... Okay, now we have Bluish late trying to work his way around into storage.
5v5
We have a battle going A main.
The CTs are losing everywhere they're taking fights right now. It's already into a 4v2. To say that, Bluish gets one from half wall, but he's now alone against 3. Teams are gonna play this pretty conservatively.
There was a brief opening there when the 3v2. They lost the Sirens lost their 2 and 8 main almost immediately, and I don't think they took anyone down with them. That's just going to make that retake basically impossible.
I think it looks like they got one in A main, but they both got killed. So you take a avenue of attack away. T's get to concentrate on heaven and half wall, and that's the round. Also, just a kind of lucky call there for an A main hit when the CTs had no one in there. Not necessarily a bad call from the CTs. I don't mind it at all. Just kind of unlucky.
We're seeing a mostly full save here. Actually, yep, full save now by the Sirens. We refunded that 5-7. Oh no, all 5-7s. My apologies.
4 players forced. Bluish.
But the T's are all here. Get the first kill. A lot of damage on T, and
that molly onto Rugs was huge. It kept the Rugs players from fighting, but now the T's have grouped up T stairs, and the Rugs players can activate once that molly's out. There's just one player left here in mid. Saucy's gonna get taken down low, but Bishop Mage just would be a miraculous clutch if he's able to pull it off. He's gonna get a kit and maybe a gun.
The gun. Yeah, I don't think he got the kit. He wants to go for this.
Oh, this is if they weren't planning Fishtail, that would be great. Unfortunately,
it does go down.
Ethan. I think Ethan was low, and it just hit right on top of him.
You mentioned it, but that Rugs Molly was perfect. I think if you get that kill on T-Stairs, that round actually could have gone in the Sirens' favor. They did 90 damage on him, but they couldn't finish the kill, and by that time the Rugs Molly had faded, and Barracudas take care of it.
Yep, so Wanderer's going to be captaining this GF squad. They are 1-3, with Biff being their carry at a 1.22 rating right now.
Ethan on the op. This is not a look I've seen from him, but I'm excited to see how it goes.
Interesting that they brought it out. They have to know that this is going to be a save here, with the CTs having forced up last round.
You say that. The tracking economy is difficult.
And Biff gets nothing in B main. Bishop Mage gets a kill in Canals. Now it's just Wanderer here with the bomb.
Wanderer
doesn't. Tap away.
Wanderer was not frazzled at all there. He was ready to get both those kills calmly and smoothly, and they're walking into an open site. I think you want to save the guns that you can find. Rocking honestly could probably try to go and find a better gun. I think that there might be a Galil down, but it looks like they do want to go for this.
Yep, Nix and Rockin' both coming from storage. Wanderer is going to be posted pillar with Ethan exploring A main with the op.
No kit, right?
Wanderer's seen both of them. It's on Ethan here to get some impact, and he's going to kill the Heaven player. So it's just Rockin'. He's got no kit, and it's planted Fishtail. Gonna get the first. There's no time. I think he's too late, and Ethan kills him anyway. That got dicey.
Ethan does remind me of a young Monacy.
Sure, I've heard people say that. So GF is coming into this game with 2 new players. Nerve and Saucy are both new pickups. After the 1 and 3 start, they decided to make some roster moves. We'll see how these 2 new players fit into the system.
All 3 of these rounds have actually been really close, including just the 5-7 buy in the second round. This is going to be our first real gun round, although one from a loss on cheesesteak. I think the Sirens really need to convert here, these close rounds. You want to do it earlier rather than later on the CT side of Nubis.
I'd also like to note that both kits for the CT side are on B. So, hopefully that doesn't come back to bite them. We're going to go for a little bit of mid aggro here. These are kind of splitting up mid and working up canals at the same time. And Saucy's going to get that opening into E-Box, I think it was. No, it was mid. It was mid.
Nyx is going to hang around, but they're looks like the CTs are reading this. They have 2 in E-Box.
Oh, this is great. Wander's going to flash him in.
It's going to be too close.
Oh, but the counter flash
swing.
is so good.
You get both.
Cheesesteak just needs to live here, and he's doing a good job of that. Takes a lot of damage, but going 1 for 2 there is great.
Not sure about this smoke.
He's got bomb. He's got bomb control. Bomb's on the bodies to the right here. Yeah.
And that is a bomb.
So that's a great smoke. The T's are not going to have a lot of time once the smoke fades. They seem content to wait it out. They've got a player sprinting through mid right now, but there's another smoke down.
Saucy gets cleared in mid.
Great job by Bishop to hold that. That was the one weak spot that kind of unraveled the round. Yeah, the round's over.
Kill him.
Bishop's gonna get another.
Ethan takes the op into the next round. Yeah, all these rounds have been really close. Sirens are probably actually feeling really good about this 1 and 3 score line. They know that they have them on the ropes. They know that if they can get their economy good, they'll be able to win these rounds.
GF tried to dunk on them there with a B split, but they just got absolutely stuffed at the rim by the 2 CTs pushing out of E-Box late there to get some information, and they end up going 2 for 1.
The flash timing really cannot have been more perfect. If they had waited a moment longer, they get the flash themselves, and the round goes the exact opposite direction. Ethan going for an aggressive look here in B main, not smoke.
I think they threw a decoy. He's drawing a lot of U2. I'm gonna try to blow the smoke. Not gonna work out. He is just harassing them over at B. But Rockin's cleared out E-Box. Gets sighted though. So some good information that there's no imminent threat towards E-Box.
Nerve initially kind of glanced into A main and probably called it clear and is walking back toward E-Box. But while this is happening, Bishop and Nyx are pushing out of A main. They have all the info that they need right here. You just need Rocky to stay alive.
He's going to get double push. Gets the first.
And he gets
the
both.
Second. Now it's all coming in through B main. Cheesesteak. Let's see what he can do from the back of the site here.
I think this is smart. He's just staying alive and letting his teammates put in the work in E-Box.
Ethan gets 1, Saucy gets a 1 dig. I think there's going to be a bomb plant here.
They're hearing this rotation through B main right now.
Yep, but Saucy's so low. It's just on Ethan in a 1v3. He's going to go E-Box. It's planted for him.
I'm ready for the clip. Let's go, Ethan.
Misses the second on Yeki. Oh, barely misses the timing shot, and Bishop is able to get him through the smoke.
I saw the vision. If he hits that second shot, 1v1, last guy coming through Temple, I believed. Honestly, early returns here, Sirens look really strong. They did lose the pistol, and that kind of set up 3 rounds of misery, but since then they've been cooking.
Yep, and GF is taking a half buy. It's gonna be a B hit. Very, very fast B hit. Bomb is already onto the site.
Gonna get one kill. Can they get the other? And they do. Site is theirs. For some reason, 3Ts were still outside B main. Gotta wonder what was going on there, but it didn't matter.
Might have gotten split up by Molly.
True.
And E-Box already smoked off. They're gonna blow it, but not find anyone. Nyx almost kills the pizza player. But yeah, they're calling this off.
See, in a 3v3 situation here, what I really think Bishop should have tried at least flashing into his teammate into E-Box to see if you can. I guess it's 3v4. Sorry, you don't know how low Biff and Wanderer are, but I still think that you had the opportunity to go for a play.
So they're gonna get some exits.
Biff is the only one who survives with an M4A1S.
Not gonna be a problem. The T's are gonna have all the money they want. And the CTs keeping 3 rifles is gonna be great for their economy as well.
Yeah, that's the kind of discipline you don't often see. This tier is a little bit strange in some ways. You kind of have a mix of styles and different kinds of aggression. You'll see sometimes kind of retakes that maybe are ill-advised, but you don't often see that 3v4 save when you know that the other team is injured and probably is still 1 or 2 on pistols. But good discipline, you keep the economy good.
Yeah. Looks like the CTs were setting up a bit of a main aggro, but they're gonna call it off. Kind of differently than what we saw last game with the mid-heavy T defaults. We're seeing a lot of canals pressure here.
Yeah, that was interesting. Wanderer would have heard 2 sets of footsteps sprinting away from A main, but the T's don't use that info to respond with aggression anywhere else. And Wanderer is leaving A main, and it looks like they want to set up a B split again.
Someone's gonna have to get the bomb. It's still sitting at blue door.
Even combat opting in E-Box.
I love it. There's a mid pick, but the T's are still... The T's are just trying to suffocate the B site.
I mean, just Cheesesteak jumping over E-Box when he knows there's an op in there, even with some utility thrown, is just... that is a wild play. Alright, you know the last guy's back flat. You clear Cheesesteak. Cheesesteak gets 1. He goes down to the molly. Bishop's gonna try to save this op.
I mean, it took so long for this B hit to come in, but the utility and just the pack rifling was suffocating.
So Bishop throws away the op. I suppose he's worried about the Barracudas double opping on T.
Yeah, the money's not good enough for him to get another one. Yeah, maybe
sure
he just didn't want it.
He said, "This isn't working for me. I'm an AK man." Oh, but can he take away their op? No. If he swings initially there, he gets Ethan in the back, but Ethan turns around just in time to close out the round. Barracudas with 5.
It's a tough timing there. Ethan's having a great game so far, so is Saucy.
So is Rockin'. 137 ADR, 7 kills. 7 deaths though, he's playing pretty aggressive.
Love that.
He is one of their B players, and they've been pressuring B almost every round, so it does make sense that he's had a series of deaths. You see a little bit of miscommunication. The B players are coming toward A late. Self-flash by Nyx.
They're going to fight out A main again. Here comes that Rugs volley, and the T's just aren't even going to entertain it.
Oh, but this time there's a second layer with 2 in mid. Cheesesteak gets 2.
They're going to try to accelerate B. Oh my gosh, Ethan is brought so low before Nerve can kill him. CTs are going to get a guy into B in the form of Bishop and E-Box. And it looks like they're just crawling at B main right now. That's a great nade on the Bluish.
Man, I want to know, did they know for certain that Bluish is there? That's just kind of a blind read. Bishop kind of, he was looking, he wanted to clear deep first. He wasn't expecting someone close, and Biff kills him. That probably puts the round away.
Yep, 2 players are low, but there's no kits here on the CTs. And yeah, that once again, like the last Canals push, it gets a little scary for a minute, but the T's stabilize and they're gonna pick up their 6th round here.
I keep seeing CT players walk past T mollies, and it's every single time I see it happen, I get hives. Rocking just walked past one, didn't pick it up. Rocking might be able to get one here.
We'll see. I gotta love Ethan's fearlessness with the op.
Gets 2. Oh! Oh, actually, Rockin goes down. Bluish gets the kill, but does not get the op. Tragic. Oh, he gets it!
It blows right to him. That's a gift.
Gift from the Counter-Strike gods.
They're gonna give it to Bishop. Let's see. He's got the E-Box spawn. Let's see if he goes for the E-Box pick.
Do we get an op head-to-head? No. Ethan opts for the AK this round. He had plenty of money, so this is a... Oh, nope. He dropped an AK. Let's see if we get this op head-to-head. All the T's are moving in the direction of A.
Cheesesteak doesn't have a gun.
You don't need it. The game is all about vibes.
He's just figured out he doesn't have a gun. Now he's running back to spawn. Oh no. I think he's got time to get like a 5.7 or something. Nope. Oh, that's heartbreaking. I was hoping he could sell a nade in that time.
Like I said, the game's not about shooting, it's all about vibes. So I think Cheesesteak brings some pretty good vibes into the team.
Meanwhile, we got an A hit. And Nerve kills Bishop through the smoke, just in the cam smoke.
What a nade on Bluish.
The T's util has been impeccable on these executes.
And more chip damage. Bluish down to 30. I think you just saved. You're completely blocked out of the site and you have no A main control at all. You should not be going for this.
Yeah, Cheesesteak might be able to get a gun next round if he saves. But they're setting up like they want to go for it, and they're going to get punished.
They lose. Yeah, it's just... Like I said, you have no A main control, so there's only one direction of attack. And not only that, you have no one camera. So everyone is in heaven. It's a 5-man retake. There's tons of utility left on the T's. I think you should have just 4-man saved.
If there's one thing that a Wanderer-led team is going to know, it is util. When I played under him in Season 15 Tendy, I sucked, but I knew my util. Our executes were great. And we've been seeing that out of the Barracudas so far.
Yeah, the Barracudas are opting for very direct attacks. I mean, they have defaulted several times, but they've also already mixed in several... Not really rushes, but they will all start kind of on one side of the map. And unfortunately, the Sirens have not really been proactive to kind of peek out of B main or peek out of A to get that information, or even out a window in mid. And so they don't see these hits coming. You have an isolated player on A, and he just gets smoked out in Bluish. And all of a sudden, the round is basically over. Because again, you don't really have that retake multiple points of attack.
Nope, absolutely clinical T-side coming in from the Barracudas. Sirens are going to have to pick up a couple more rounds.
I'm hoping to see the Sirens like try something aggressive, like flash out of B main. They've tried A twice now, but they were both in kind of broken buys. You need to be able to do that in gun rounds as well.
So they're going to send one of these rifles E-box. The other rifle is going to be in mid.
T's already have mid control. But Bishop isn't believing it because they shift walked into this.
Interesting. So you've got Cheesesteak playing super far back in street.
Oh, Bishop just took spam damage through a smoke in B main.
And they're just going to turtle on sites. I don't mind this at all. We're going to get a 2-man E-box push, and they're not going to see anything.
Are they going to read this correctly, or are they going to turn around?
No, they're sending. They sent Bishop out to get more info, and Nyx is coming back to B. And that's where the hit's gonna be.
Yeah. Bishop went down from window and mid.
Oh, Nyx.
Good kill by Wander.
Yeah. Not bad aim by Nyx at all, but he just AK diffed.
Really, to this point, Wanderer, you know, he is the IGL of this squad, but only 40 ADR. That's just a great entry. And really, the round is probably over just off that one kill.
Yep. Now he's got 2 E-Box players that he's going to be fighting.
One goes down, Wanderer
Clear one. Can't take the rifle away, but the player above him is going to clean it up. Easy kill for Saucy.
Wanderer gets one kill and he's like, ooh, a deagle. And goes down, trying to pick it up.
And Cheesesteak did not, the A-Man player did not hear Cheesesteak. And the feeling was mutual. So he's going to get to hold on to his pistol, Kevlar, and kit. But we're getting into dire straits here for the Sirens.
Yeah, Sirens need to win both of these rounds here. And they're both going to be gun rounds. So it's going to be tough.
Yep, the T's have enough money for the rest of the half. We have a very, very nice full buy coming out from the CTs. But let's see who's calling. Or let's see what plays they call here. Who's calling? I think Bluish is the caller for this team.
Oh, Bluish is the caller, okay. Nerve is walking up on E-Box right now. He's already up against
there it is. Double B main push.
Oh, there's
a little bit messy, but they get the kill.
There's just no way Biff should be swinging back into that.
I don't mind the ego play.
Yeah, you know,
and
sometimes.
Now, let's see if we get a double E-Box push.
I like this proactivity.
Yeah.
I think he burned in this.
Look at, there's 3 CTs in mid. They really want to take space here. But Nerf gets both pushing out of E-Box.
But they get him too. He died in a molly.
Ethan entries into A, and that's where the bomb's gonna go. Nyx kills Saucy at T stairs. Ethan's posted on this angle. Gonna opt to smoke it off. We're gonna have a 2v2 retake. Great use of util to get out of cams, but that nade that nade is dirty.
Nyx takes so much damage from that nade. They want to fight for this though. It's just Wander. Oh, he ends the round.
The 1v2 clutch from Wanderer.
There's no fear in these retakes. They want a duel. And Barracudas are more often than not coming up on top.
I really like that ATL, they fought B main, they fought E-Box, they fought mid, and GF just went to where they weren't getting fought. They went A, and it worked out for them in the 2v2 post plant.
Yeah, I think that round goes way differently if I believe it was Nerve getting both the kills in the double E-Box push.
I think that was the best CT round we've seen so far from Sirens.
Absolutely, a lot of proactivity. You had both B main anchors pushing out of B main, getting the pick, and then trying to push E-Box. It was just unfortunate that Nerve got one, and then the next one I think actually burned in the molly.
So a lot of early B pressure here from the T's, but they've opted to pull some players off and go 3 mid.
Bishop is playing in front of this molly. They're going to think that this is clear. Can he get a... Oh, they flash it anyways.
The flash is great. Saucy got 2 there?
Oh, it's just on multiple in window. Does he peek again? Oh, he takes so much damage with his indecision.
Oh, I think that there was a double A push at the same time. And Bluish just goes back for more. Ethan's holding it. Cheesesteak's gonna kill the B main lurk. But we're at a 2v4 here, and both CTs are smoked off for the A split that's coming in. Maybe the T's will decide to route E-Box, but no.
Might be able to catch this camera guy on timing. No, but Saucy catches them on a timing, but Rockin' does trade.
Rockin' in a 1v3. Here's this. But Nerve, too fast, headshots him immediately. What a clinical T-half from the Barracudas.
Really well done, Ethan. A lot of impact kills on the op, 13 and 6. Rockin doing his best on the B site, but Barracudas, they knew what they wanted to achieve on this T side. They worked together, they traded out, and the Sirens really didn't have an answer.
No, this pistol is a necessity.
You really need to win this pistol if you're the Sirens, and you need to convert, and you need to get rolling quickly. It is T-side Anubis. There is an opportunity here. I've come back from worse. And if you had any half of any map that you wanted to be on with this kind of deficit, it is T-side Anubis. So they need to have a good plan here, and it looks like they're all going B. Or some are going B, and some are going mid.
They're gonna drop. They are.
Ethan.
They're going for
Good
the
kill by
Tyloo
Nix
strat.
and E-Box.
The B split is on.
Oh, that nade slowed him down. He really wanted that back plat kill.
They know Nerve is back here, but he's just playing hide and seek with them. Swings out and gets the last two. Great defense there.
Yeah, I mean, the mid and E-Box play, I think, went basically as well as you could have hoped. And that the B main players just could not manage to work around the counter utility by the Barracudas.
Yeah, the Sirens were fighting hard on the right side, trying to kill the Dark and Temple players, but they were just unable to get those two opening kills to allow them to get that bomb down and set up in post plants.
Ethan's going to be proactive here. He wants to get info. He's not worried about a pistol rush. But you have a good setup with the pistol, or sorry, with the rifle set up behind the MP9. I like this setup a lot, man.
It's a great setup. That's it. They know the T's probably won't have a flashbang to force them off of it.
Different Wanderer catch cheesesteak and canals with a double swing. Oh, cheesesteak with the gush. Oh, and he goes down. They both go down on the B site.
This is a 5 Glock round here. Nix maybe overstepping the mark there, but that's okay. There's a smoke down. And we're in a 3v4. Cheesesteak is low. 2 guns picked up by the T's. They blow the smoke, and Nerve gets think through it.
He doesn't want to lose the conversion.
The T's are doing a great job of swinging together. And yeah, Nerve is already backing off. Wow, 5 Glocks. T's are able to convert it.
Nice. All right, so Sasi gets $1,200 more in the bank, which actually is pretty important. I will say, as improbable as it sounds, Cheesesteak did win that round by staying alive in canals. They were so focused on that fight that as the 3 came in through B main, they just shot the E-Box player in the back, which is incredible to say because he gets a gush from long range with a Glock. Just, I don't know if, I hope their team is congratulating him because such a bizarre play on the other side of the map, you wouldn't think that that would be critical, but I think it really was in that moment.
Let's see how the CTs respond. T's are gonna have everything they want.
And Wander eats nade damage going out of B main aggressive.
Yep, the triple B main push is gonna just get immediately shut down by the T's.
There was an opening there for Wanderer. They didn't know how deep he had gotten, but he did get traded out as well as Biff, so.
Ethan's definitely going to re-aggress here. He's been having a great game. Yep. Calls his own number. But all of the T's are here and he just doesn't know it. That's very unfortunate.
Surely the 3 T's aren't still there.
I like it. I like it.
I mean, he has an MP9. I'll say that. If he had a rifle, I would definitely not like it. Because you are going to look to save here if you're the Barracudas. But I don't know if you're going to be able to with Cheesesteak in mid. But we have a timing.
They're not going to see each other.
Oh, but Cheesesteak turns around.
Just on nerve. See if he can hold on to his gun here. That was a good round from ATL, though. The Sirens played together very nicely. Not letting each other take 1v1 fights against the B main push.
Yeah, and they knew that the Barracudas basically all game have been playing pretty in your face, pretty aggressive. And I think they knew coming out of that conversion fail that they were going to try something cheeky. And in Anubis, you really got two options. You go out A or you go out B. And they nade stacked B, and that took care of that more or less immediately.
So now it's a full save. We're gonna get the same thing.
Yeah, but the Sirens aren't hesitating. They're going all A. This is
They're
a
going
full
all
execute
A.
off the rip.
And the full stack on B, the boosted rifle. It's a good trick that you can use in a different round because they won't see it here. But that's gonna be it. Sirens are gonna get a bomb down and an uncontested A site. Let's see. I wonder if the CTs are gonna try to get some guns here.
Oh, the deep smoke. You actually don't see this very often.
I love this. Is a great little corner to play for an exit in.
And he might very well get one.
It looks like the T's are going to try to exit this way.
Ethan didn't trust himself. He probably gets a kill. Yeah, he probably doesn't save the gun, but if he just tucks in that corner, he gets one. It's not the end of the world, though.
Nope.
Nick's just naded himself, which is fun.
Terrorists win.
1 kill away from the triple-double.
11 assists.
I love that.
You know, I play ice hockey, and the captain of my team, quick brag, but I lead the team in goals, and he would look at me and he'd be like, anyone can score a goal. Slug. Oh no! Oh, that's tragic. Saucy
no.
taking Nerve down to 39 health. Anyways, anyone can score a goal. It takes a genius to get an assist. That was the story. There wasn't much to it other than that.
And Saucy might have... We'll see if he can pick up an assist on Nerve. Gets killed later here. No, that was... You hate to see it, and Bishop gets the op pick in mid.
I'm sorry, I'm still kind of reacting to it too. Yeah, I do think that Nerve needs to take a risk here. He initially took actually a pretty aggressive line, but being this low on health, I think it's better to either play passive on A or gamble like this, and it looks like they are opting for the gamble.
Gambling. Wander's push top mid. Wanderer push top mid, but Rockin immediately punishes that. And now the T's are going to slowly... They're still a little bit split up here. This might be a B split. And it is bomb coming in through canals. There's still two CTs.
Do you have any utility to flush Ethan out of E-box? That's really the question here. This is the pivotal duel, and he looks away. Cheesesteak gets a kill.
Not much
alone
Nerve
backside.
can do. Nerve in an impossible situation. I think Ethan heard the B main hit coming in and made it. Maybe he was gonna go try to clear some space out E-box, but just didn't even get the chance. The T's were right on top of him.
Yeah, that's the pivotal duel. You actually saw Barracudas were gambling toward B, and as soon as that mid kill occurs, and Biff wants to get one on the way out. I don't know about this. Hopefully he can still save, and he goes down. Now, they do have a lot of rounds to play with, but probably worth having something to play with in the next round and just saving that. But honestly, it was a good gamble stack by the Barracudas, they really did read it correctly, and the Sirens did go into that stack, but it just fell apart too quickly. It's just unfortunate.
So now we've got another save. Well, let's see. I mean, the Sirens, you just got to take it one round at a time. They're
You have
playing
a hero
another
rifle on
slow
nerf.
default here. Maybe try to get these two players up E-box. Let's see.
3 Deagles, a P250 with armor, but Wanderer goes down at armor, and so does Saucy.
Mid push is taken care of.
Throw away the AK. Rockin' picks up the op.
Once again, it looks like that they're gonna... These are just all grouped up in mid and canals here.
I mean, at this point, you know with some certainty that most, if not all, the CTs are saving, and so I do think that it's probably just safest to stay together so you can trade out. So they're
Here comes the B hit. They're gonna drop.
Going back to B. They threw that smoke to draw them to... Oh, good kill by Ethan. 2 kills by Ethan. Well done.
That's enough for them to give this a go, I think.
Yeah, you have a rifle.
No kit, though.
And now it's a 1v2. A little bit of miscommunication there. Nerve got mollied out. And while that was happening, his teammate was pushing down street. But he still wants to go for this.
Let's see. He's going to clear all the angles. They're both in E-box. Planted for them. And Nick swings out. Gets killed, but Rockin' trades him. So, another one back for the Sirens.
Sirens
One
are
round at a time.
Quickly closing this gap. But this is going to be a gun round for the Barracudas.
The problem is with a 10-2 first half, there's just no margin for error. They're 1 point off of... Barracudas are 1 round off of map point.
That's very true, but we're looking at 2 teams that really want to get this win under their belt if they want to be able to make the playoffs, and the pressure starts to rise every round that you lose as your Barracudas. And when the pressure goes up, you might make decisions that you might have otherwise not made.
Fast A
we're
here.
seeing a really fast A.
They know there's a player backside. And it looks like the camp smoke
Good
might
break.
have missed. The 2 players are able, Wanderers are able to come through mid to cams, and we still have a Heaven player alive. Keys are getting the bomb down. But we're in a 4v4 here.
You know that no one's coming from A main because you have Rugs control.
This player on site just needs to do his best to live. Draw
He wants to
attention
take the
for
duel
as
right
long
now.
as he can.
He's going to take the duel cheesesteak. Can he get 2?
Cheesesteak gets 1, but Wanderer and Saucy both get kills. It's now on to these main players, and it's all on Nick in a 1v2. Not able to get it done. Barracudas are on 12.
I mean, I see what Cheesesteak wants to do there. There's a lot of pressure. You know that everyone is coming from Heaven or from camera. But I actually think he might go overlooked. And if he lets his teammates kind of make initial contact quicker, which maybe they did make some contact. I don't have like the best audio. That could have maybe gone a little bit different. But now you have Barracudas on match point. Now you truly have no margin for error.
Yeah, Cheesesteak just in a really tough spot when you have everyone just all around you. You feel like you got to make something happen. Unfortunately, it's not able to go their way.
Yeah, in hindsight's 2020, obviously.
For sure.
Difficult position, like you said.
It's a very, very tough spot to be in. CT's going for the boost here. Not going to have to worry about E-Box since right now Bishop is just holding it from T-steps. Very, very passive default right now from ATL. I think they might have been expecting some aggression to come in. But here comes a late mid-walk from Ethan, and he picks off Bishop with the op in the op duel on T-stairs. I really like that out of the Barracudas. You know, they didn't see anything happening in mid.
Boost mid, and they take Saucy down to 8, but they can't finish the kill. That really would have swung the round back in their favor. But now you're still left with so many question marks. Where do you go? with 47 seconds left on the clock.
Bomb is walking back towards B. Might be on cheesesteak to throw a bit of a fake here.
There's an
For
A
his
main
teammates
molly.
to get out B.
I mean, that A main molly would signal to me that they're.
Yep, and here comes the B hit. Good trading by the teams for this here.
Ethan with a
And
great straight
Ethan
out. I mean,
cleans up.
he's had a great game, and I think he's going to close it out right here. I don't even think he needs his teammates.
Yep.
Well, he needed
Good
one of his
call.
teammates to bait so he could trade him, but he didn't technically need them. Great game by Ethan, 102 ADR, 20 kills. Barracudas take this win. It honestly was never really that close. Sirens put up a run on their T side, but Barracudas had so many rounds to play with. They finally closed the game.
So a great first look for this new Barracudas roster with 2 new players. Getting the win, improving to 2 and 3, that's huge for their playoff chances. For this ATL team, saw some things I really liked on their CT side. Their T side was decent, but they were just in such a hole from the start that they just had no room for error.
Honestly, if I look back to the first few rounds of those CT half by the Sirens, sorry, that the rounds were really close, and I actually think that the Barracudas, there's a different world where the Sirens actually win the pistol or they win that second round conversion. And that CT half turns out a lot differently. But I think the Barracudas adjusted really well. They were playing really pack mentality Counter Strike. They opened up in a solid default, tried to read if there was any aggression, and then they would always group up. That's the main thing I take away. They would always group up, and they'd always be able to trade out. And ultimately, I think that's what won them the game. That's just solid, fundamental Counter Strike. I think that there's a lot of potential with this new lineup.
Yeah, very, very good game. ATL moving to 1 and 4. They can still make the playoffs. I think they've got some good players. I saw some great stuff out of, especially Rocket and Cheesesteak. And Bluish has been calling for a long time, so I expect with a little bit more time, this team's going to rack up a couple more wins.
Yeah, well, thanks for joining us today on the broadcast. Hopefully, you stayed and watched both games. As you know, we love Anubis here. In fact, I'm opening an SSD shortly after this that we reduce our map pool to not be active duty maps, but actually just be an Anubis and Ancient. I think that would make us all happier. And yeah, I hope you'll join us again in the next one.
Thanks, everyone.